Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while, 4 years almost. Thank you for sticking around. If you're not new to the channel, if you are new to the channel, if you like the video, then please give it a like, and if you really want to, please subscribe to the channel, and you'll get notifications then of when I post new videos. Hopefully it will be before 4 years this time. Anyway, the channel is all about me and the stuff I love, lots of Star Wars, but other things as well. So where do we start with a new run of videos, I guess. This channel is really about me talking about the things I love, and right now my big passion is lightsabers. I recently did a Jedi Knight costume, and through building that costume I've gotten into lightsabers, and so I thought I'd start with something that I'm right in the middle of right now. So at the time of me making this video, the new Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series came out 2 days ago. So I thought, what better place to start than with an Obi-Wan Kenobi episode 4 lightsaber. So here we go. So this is the lightsaber. I've got it in a lovely little storage box. The lightsaber and the box and most of the accessories are all from a company that I found called Padawan Outpost. I'll leave a link to their shop in the description of this video. They are a great provider, a great seller for lightsabers. They sell lightsabers from a Chinese company called LGT. They're not the most accurate lightsabers in the world, but for what you pay, you get a very, very reasonable facsimile of the lightsaber that you're looking for. They do their own custom sabers as well as character sabers. They do a variety of electronics in these sabers. I'll go into that as I talk about the saber today. So without more fuss, let's open the box and show you what's in here. So this is one of their saber boxes. There we go. Let's open it up. There is the Obi-Wan Kenobi episode 4 hilt. I'll talk you through the little bits of work I've done on it. So it's available through Padawan Outpost, other sellers as well, but I find Padawan Outpost are brilliant for everything, including their customer service. We'll come back to the hilt in a minute. I'll just cover what I've got in the box. So there's a cleaning cloth, and then I've decked the box out with lots of gear. There's a USB micro SD card reader here. The sound files on this are all held on USB on micro SD cards, and you can swap the sound fonts around on this, so it helps. We've got a 1.5 and a 2mm Allen key drivers. That's because all of the screws on this particular one are Allen key, and they all relate to those two sizes. There's a spare switch section here. There's an instruction manual and a bag with other bits and pieces and a charging cable. So everything I need for this saber is in the box that I've got with it. So let's have a look at the hilt itself. So as you can see, I think it's very clearly an Obi-Wan episode 4 style hilt. What have I done to it? Well, I have gone over some of the silver parts with a mild abrasive pad, just to take some of the shine off of them. The bottom half of this section here, which is known as the wind vane section, it's if you know about Obi-Wan's Episode 4 lightsaber, you know that the top section, the emitter, is part of a Rolls-Royce Derwent jet engine. The section from there down to the control box is a World War I rifle grenade, and the wind vane is the stabilising bit on the back of the grenade. The clamp is from the classic Graflex camera flash. This bottom fin section is the booster section from a 303 Browning aircraft machine gun, and the bottom section is an Armitage Shanks tap knob. So that's how they made the original lightsaber up. The bubble section in here is from a Texas Instruments calculator. It's the little bubbles that magnify the old LED numbers that you used to get in calculators back in the 1970s. So back to the fin section and what I've done to this. The bottom half of the fin section I've painted in a semi-gloss black, and then all of the black on here has then had a coat of Tamiya semi-gloss clear coat. Moving down to the clamp, the reason for the clear coat, sorry, before that, the reason for the clear coat, when you get this, those parts are really glossy, shiny black, and I didn't think that fitted with the Episode 4 hilt. When you get it, these two buttons are not there. These aren't particularly accurate. I've added these. What I've done there, very often with these sabers you will get like a little thumb wheel which you can use to tighten up the blade. I'll show you where that would come in once we get to putting the blade into this. The two little buttons on here are two of those just turned down. I put them into a drill and worked them with some sandpaper and files to get a sort of shape that I wanted. Then I've drilled two holes, tapped them, screwed them in, made sure that they're flush on the back, and that gives you the two switches on the side. I believe on the original these were two transistors, the metal top transistors that you got back in the 70s with washers underneath them. So it's representative. So these are never going to be hyper accurate lightsabers, but I think you can agree that's a pretty good representation of Obi-Wan's Episode 4 lightsaber. In terms of how we get into this lightsaber, you can remove the bottom section off of the lightsaber. That gives you access to the SD card I was talking about. Now these are configurable. Let's talk about the electronics for a moment while you can see it. This is the electronics board in here. This is LGT's own NeoPixel board. It's called a Xenopixel board. I like these a lot. They're very, very simple to work with. You get a lot of the functionality that you do on more expensive boards. And for me, they give enough customization to make these really a nice board to work with. You get different blade styles. I'll show you all the things a little bit more when we get to put the blade in. So yeah, that's your SD card. Basically any customization that you do via the SD card. You just pop it out, put it into the computer, and you can change things up. There's a USB-C charging port just here. so you don't ever need to take the battery out. The battery it comes with is a protected battery, so when it gets too low, it is a lithium polymer, so they are very sensitive to overcharging and undercharging, over discharging rather. But you don't have to worry about it with the ones that are supplied by Padawan Outpost, because they're a protected battery, so when it gets too low, or it gets low enough, there's a little circuit board on the battery itself which cuts it out and stops it from over discharging. And likewise when you're charging it. So when you need to charge it, you just plug it in. It'll tell you that it's charging, and it will tell you when it's ready. You can go further into these. I'm not going to. All of these LGT lightsabers are built around a core. Tends to be the same core. This is a little bit different because of it being a thin neck saber, so there's some wiring between the end of the core and the section that connects with the blade. But generally that's all included in one core. You'll see that on other sabers when I do videos on those. So this is the internals, as much as you need to go into them really. As I say, you can go into them more if you want to, but there isn't a need to. Then don't mess with it. That just screws back on and the saber's back together. Now, I have a blade plug in the end of this saber, so I will just turn it on and show you what it looks like with the blade plug lit. So to turn it on, press the button till you get the sound. Now I've customized that. When you get these from Padawan Outpost, it will say power on or something similar. I didn't want mine to do that, so I found a nice little sound that sounds like a lightsaber coming on to me, and I've replaced it on the card. That's one of the customizations you can do. So having got it to a point where the power's on, press the button again, the saber ignites. You can see the glow through the blade plug there, and you've got smooth swing with it. Okay, but that's all not very exciting, is it? So we'll turn that off, and we'll swap the blade out. So with this particular one, there are 4 little blade retention screws. That you undo. If you undo them enough. Okay, and then there's my blade plug. You can see it's just a piece of blade material really. The polycarbonate blade material that's had an end put into it. I did just modify this. This is on the Padawan Outpost website. This is there as I think it's called the Hope end cap, and it's clearly supposed to be for Graflex lightsaber hilts. It comes with a brass plug in the middle that just unscrews, so I took that out, and so that it fitted this saber, I've cut it down to this sort of length. But then I think it works really well in terms of this saber. So then to insert our blade, this is for those of you that are new to lightsabers, you'll hear a term called Xenopixel bandied about. What that means is the blade itself has 2 strips of LEDs, or usually 2 strips of LEDs in the blade. They go the length of the blade, and they can give you all these wonderful effects, such as when the blade turns on, you'll see the blade ignites from the bottom to the top, and when it goes off, it goes back down again. You get flame blades, all sorts of lovely effects from these what are known as NeoPixel blades. They are heavier than a standard blade. You can see on the bottom there, they have the connections for the LEDs inside the blade. And if we have a look inside the hilt, hopefully you can see inside the hilt there, there's a series of little pins, and they connect to that disc. So what we're going to do is pop the blade in. The little pins are sprung, so you'll feel when they're taking hold, and then we just tighten up these screws around the perimeter to hold the blade in. There we go, and as you can see, the blade is now well and truly in, and when we ignite it, the blade goes to its full length. When we turn it off, the blade retracts like a lightsaber blade. With this board, you also get what is known as gesture control. So I haven't got them all turned on this. You can turn it on by swinging it, by stabbing it, or the one that I like is a twist. You just give it a twist and the blade comes on. Give it another twist and the blade will go off. Some of the features you can have on here, all of the different blade profiles, just turn that on. When you get this, I think there are now over 30 different sound fonts with their own blade profiles already on the saber. This is a custom one that I've put on for episode 4 Obi-Wan Kenobi blade. It's based on Old Ben, which I think is from K-Sith. I'll leave a link in the description again. K-Sith and Kyberphonics, and there's a number of other companies out there. They all provide customized sound fonts. When you're using them on this NeoPixel, on the Xenopixel board from LGT, you do have to rename some of the files to get them, but you can use them on there. This is one that I've altered so that it works on here. So with each one you get blaster blocks. If you can see that, the blade is probably washing out in the video, but you get blaster blocks. You get lock up, so two lightsabers locking against each other. There is a tip drag as well. I can't remember how to get that. There we go. There's a tip drag as well. You can see that the tip is dragging. So all of the blade profiles have that sort of thing on them. You can also have sounds. Rainbow blade. Okay. So you heard it say rainbow blade there. Sorry, I should have looked at the controls a bit more. So it's swapped the profile to rainbow blade. This is the rainbow blade. Candy blade. So all of these are available on as standard on this soundboard.
Blaster blade.
The blaster blade's an interesting one because it doesn't do anything until you touch the button and then you get a blaster flash. It's quite fun. Ghost blade is another interesting one. All the time the saber's still, you won't get anything. As soon as you start to move it, it brightens up. And then as soon as you go still, it stops again. So this is an ignition style. So now we're going for a broken ignition.
Unstable.
It's an unstable blade with the broken ignition. So you see you can get lots of different stuff on here. Stack ignition. Stop. There we go. And that's our unstable blade again. Photon ignition. The crack blade is another blade style. Yeah, this is, you can see the white flickering through that, hopefully.
Warp ignition.
Another ignition style. Crack blade again. Fire blade, so this is what you'd use for like a Kylo Ren or something like that. Yeah, fire blades.
Phaser ignition.
Another different ignition style. Scavenger ignition. This is for the particularly for the Rey episode 9 lightsaber blade, where the blade flashes yellow and green, or blue and green I think it is, at the base before it goes into a yellow blade. Obviously this is set up with a blue blade at the moment, but if I ignite it again, you'll see just before the blade ignites there's a little flash of green. There we go.
Meet Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay, so what I've done there, I've changed the sound font. This is now into an episode 1 Obi-Wan Kenobi. So slightly different sound. Different blaster block sound. and I don't know if you've noticed, but the blade is specific to the sound font. So this one has now gone over to being the blade setup that I've got on the card for the Obi-Wan Episode 1. Let's turn that off.
Hello there.
This is an Episode 2 Obi-Wan Kenobi. Again, these are all custom sound fonts that I've put onto the saber. Getting a little bit different. The next one we'll see a change in the colour.
Master Qui-Gon.
So this is a Qui-Gon sound font. And now we've got a green blade. Okay.
There's a cunning warrior.
This is an Anakin Skywalker. I'm not going to go through all of them with you right now. So Darth Maul, this is basically a Darth Maul style blade. It's got the crack blade going on, and obviously it's turned red. Different sound font. So you get the idea. You've got infinite colours. You can change the colour on the fly.
Blaster blade. Ghost blade.
Just get it back to a blade that's going to work with that. There we go, Count Dooku. So if you press and when the blade's ignited, if you press and hold for 2 seconds, it will go through colour changing. You can see now the blade is changing colour. Quite slowly. Okay, so when you get it where you want it, if you just click the button again, and now that will be locked into that font as well. So if we turn that off,
Blaster blade. Ghost blade. Broken ignition. Pulse. Volume low.
oh, you can change the volume as well by
Mute.
just pressing it for a second. There we go. We've got pulse on there now. So if you press it just for a second,
Volume high.
changes the volume level. Okay, so you can do all of these things with the saber. I'm not going to go through many more. There are a few more on here.
I suggest you try it again, Luke. This time, let go your conscious
This is
and act on instinct.
this is a Graflex lightsaber font from K-Phonics. This is specifically Luke's Graflex lightsaber when he's doing the training video, doing the training on the Millennium Falcon. So it's got a sound font that's specific to that. The bit I love about this font is the blaster effects. They match the little blaster effects that you got from the training droid. So anyway, before this video gets too long, I'm going to stop playing with the fonts and things there. As I say, these are great. I have trooped with this particular hilt in my Jedi costume, and it performed flawlessly through through the entire troop with no problems whatsoever. They are durable. It's not like a really costly hilt that you're going to worry about if it gets knocked or bashed at a convention or on a troop. That said, they're not especially cheap, but they are reasonably priced. So there we go. This is Padawan Outpost episode 4, Obi-Wan Kenobi lightsaber hilt. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like, and as I say, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. It's just so that you get notifications of when I'm posting new videos. I hope that from now on I'm going to be posting a bit more regularly. I've got quite a bit of stuff that I've collected over the last number of years that I haven't done videos on yet, and so we'll hopefully be posting videos about those in the coming weeks and months going forward. Hoping to make this channel a bit more interesting again for you. So thanks for watching, bearing with me through all of my waffle. Hopefully you got something good out of that, and yeah, I'll see you again soon. Bye.